These are the craziest game-winning touchdowns
He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
that have ever happened in the NFL.
Toward the end zone. It is caught!
So let's start when someone flipped into the end zone to win the game for their team.
This is a heck of a throw by Matthew Stafford right here.
Who has a first down and then dives for a Lions touchdown.
I mean, a spin move, stiff arm, and a flip all in the same play to win the game? Yeah, they only get crazier from here. Like when this quarterback dropped the snap, but still managed to get the game-winning throw off.
All the receivers out, he dropped the ball. Cutler gets it back and throws to 14 for touchdown.
How he could throw a dime like that after dropping the ball and with a defender on him is beyond me. But what about when Michael Vick made one of the best plays of his career to win the game for the Falcons?
This started out to be a pass play, but it's Michael Vick.
Has some running room inside the 30, inside the 20. Vick 46-yard touchdown run.
Oh man, not only did he go 50 yards, but he made two defenders look silly while doing it. Okay, that was insane, but was it crazier than this historic game winner?
And it's blocked. And it's picked up by Will Hill. Hill's gonna get a block. Will Hill. Will Hill thrilled me. What a play. Unbelievable.
Will Hill's kick six was not only crazy because it won the game, but it is the only time in NFL history where a blocked field goal led to a game-clinching TD. But what about when this player scored a game-winning touchdown 75 yards away on the first play of overtime in the playoffs?
Those have been in 3 overtime games this year. They won them all. Got him at the 40.
Hey, Thomas, how about that speed?
To the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on the New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
I mean, it's hard for a postseason win to get more wild than that one. But was it nearly as crazy as when this team threw 3 game-winning touchdowns in one game? How did that happen? Well, in 2017, when the Raiders and Chiefs faced off, it was coming down to the wire for Oakland to get the ball into the end zone to tie the game, and they thought they did with this pass from Derek Carr.
Carr, pass. And it is caught! What a catch! That was amazing! Cook comes down with it!
But after review, the refs determined that Cook was down before he got in, so with the Raiders on the 1, they then were able to punch it in.
Which it will. Yeah, it does. Here's Carr. Quick pass to the inside, and it's caught!
But
Pass interference. Offense.
Oh.
For 15.
On
10-yard penalty. Replay.
so now backed up, the Raiders took another chance to win the game, and I think you know what happens next.
Carr, stepping up, in zone, and he's dropped! Another flag is down.
That's right, this time he dropped the game winner, but Oakland got another chance due to the penalty. So what did they do with that opportunity? Well,
Carr looking left, across the middle, he throws, and it was caught, and he was out of bounds!
that's right, it happened again. Another incomplete pass, but the silver and black getting another chance because of a penalty. So would this play finally be the one that seals the game for the Raiders? You bet it was.
More time to decide it. Carr on the run. Throws! And it is caught for the touchdown!
Yeah, that is one of the craziest endings overall in NFL history. But one touchdown even more bizarre than that was when Matthew Stafford used his quick thinking to win the game for the Lions.
And here is Stafford's pass, and Calvin Johnson. No timeouts left. Time is running.
What? Done! He dives in for the touchdown. Did he get it? Yes, sir, he did!
Stafford knew that the Cowboys weren't going to try on the play, so instead of spiking the ball, he just dunked it for the touchdown. But now let's go from a smart game-winning touchdown to one that happened because of a dumb idea.
Mac Hollins out on defense. He's all the way back. The Patriots are really running the ball to get to overtime. Stanford band nowhere in sight.
It's picked off.
Oh no!
Unbelievable.
Oh wow!
Incredible.
Have you ever seen an ending
I
like
have
that
never
one?
seen anything like that.
Why the Patriots lateraled the ball when they didn't have to ended up resulting in them losing the game. Just an outrageous sequence. But this next game-winning touchdown is one of the best defensive plays you'll probably see.
Safarian Jenkins starts this one off to Safarian Jenkins, who loses the football. Touchdown bar, the Vikings win it.
A strip, recovery, and score all to win the game? Yeah, that's one hell of a play. But this next touchdown is special because it won the game for the Detroit Lions for their first win of the season.
Here we go. Goff from the gun to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown.
Man, it's crazy to think how far Dan Campbell and the Lions have come from that moment. Now that we're in the top 10, it's time to step it up a level. Like when the Cardinals scored a game-winning touchdown to clinch the Super Bowl for them.
Warner has time. Fitzgerald into Steeler territory. 30, 20, 10. Arizona has the lead.
Or I should say that would have been the game-winning catch if it weren't for one of the best Super Bowl touchdowns of all time just a few minutes later.
Has time. Throws to the back of the end zone, and it is touchdown.
Unbelievable!
Incredible.
Two insane touchdowns in the Super Bowl, both within 2 minutes of each other. But unfortunately for Larry Fitz, San Antonio Holmes's is the one that we will all remember the most. But a game winner that was even crazier was when an injured Matthew Stafford came off the bench and tossed the game-winning touchdown. In 2009, the Lions and Browns were locked in a shootout. With just 8 seconds left and Detroit down by 6, Stafford let loose on a Hail Mary and got crushed afterwards.
Stafford trying to elude a sack. He's going to let it fly. Still alive. Ball to the end zone. Jump ball. Flag. 2 flags.
The pass fell incomplete, but a pass interference in the end zone would put the Lions at the 1-yard line. Unfortunately for Detroit, Stafford was down on the ground, writhing in pain. The hit he took resulted in him separating his shoulder, and he needed to come out of the game for the final play. However, Cleveland ended up taking a timeout right before the final untimed down, which allowed Stafford to come back in and do this.
1 yard to gain. Throw. Touchdown, Detroit.
A game-winning touchdown while your shoulder is separated? That's one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. But unfortunately, the Lions would be on the wrong side of a crazy game winner in 2015 when Aaron Rodgers did what he does best.
It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in it? In the end zone, it is caught for the win!
One of the longest throws in NFL history resulted in a bonkers touchdown to win the game for the Packers. But sometimes it's short throws like this one that can result in a touchdown that wins the Super Bowl in a historic way.
Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
That TD from Mahomes to Hardman not only capped off the longest Super Bowl ever, but also made the Chiefs the first team since the 03-04 Patriots to win back-to-back championships. But was that Super Bowl clinching touchdown crazier than some of the Hail Marys we have seen in recent years? Like when DeAndre Hopkins did this over 3 Bills defenders.
7 seconds. 6 seconds. Murray heaves it downfield. It is. Oh, it's caught!
Or the one we saw from Jaden Daniels and the Commanders earlier this season.
Comes down to one last play.
Daniels extending this play.
Getting longer by the second. You're all the way back at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught!
Yeah, it's hard to top Hail Marys like those, but these last 4 plays do. Starting with this game-winning touchdown that had a player in tears afterward.
Handoff steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown!
Yeah, that play was so crazy, it literally has Stephon Diggs crying after he scored. But this next game winner came when this team lost their starting quarterback for the season. Going into 2022, Aaron Rodgers made headlines when he was traded to the New York Jets, ending his unforgettable Packers career. But just 4 snaps in with his new team, this happened.
Protection breaks down and time runs out. Down goes Rodgers and the sack for Leonard Floyd.
That's right. Barely a minute into his Jets tenure, his season was over with a torn Achilles. But there was still a game to be played, and after the Jets somehow took the Buffalo Bills into overtime, we saw one of the most shocking game-winning touchdowns ever.
Sam Martin corrals the snap. It's a short punt. We made some moves. I don't see any flags. Gibson inside the 30. And he's gonna go! Jets win it!
Not only was it a walk-off punt return touchdown, but for it to come from an undrafted rookie for his first ever touchdown makes this all the more crazy. But what about the only touchdown in NFL history that ended the game that also featured multiple laterals?
Tannehill will throw it. Stills with a perfect lateral here. Miami running around, circling. Gronkowski didn't have the angle.
Yeah, there's a reason why this play was called the Miami Miracle. But the craziest game-winning touchdown of all time also capped off one of the most insane comebacks ever. In 2010, during a game that had major implications for the NFC East title, the New York Giants were crushing the Philadelphia Eagles. And midway through the 4th quarter, the G-Men got up to a 3-touchdown lead over the Birds.
Manning takes the snap, he's back again. He looks, he fires, touchdown Kevin Ball.
But the Eagles didn't give up. Less than a minute later, Mike Vick started to get the Eagles rolling.
He floats it, complete, good. Right with the football is 7, at the 20, at the 15, 10-5, touchdown!
Then, following an onside kick, which Philadelphia recovered, and some vintage Michael Vick moments, Philly cut it down to a 1-score game.
Vick on a quarterback draw, touchdown Philly.
The Birds then got a defensive stand, and Vick was able to lead Philadelphia 88 yards downfield, which ended with this.
Here they come again on a blitz. Pass, wide open, caught. Macklin, touchdown!
That's right. After being down 3 touchdowns with 8 minutes left, the Eagles rallied back and were able to tie the game up. All of the pieces fell into place, which was able to set up the craziest game-winning touchdown in NFL history.
And it's a line drive kick. Jackson bobbles it and now has to try and recover. Jackson bobbled it and then let blocks get set up. Are you kidding? Deshaun Jackson, unbelievable. 65-yard return. It was an awful punt. The Philadelphia Eagles win it by 7. They're 10-4, and it is a giant collapse